And that's the other thing that I wanted to get to is kind of when that fun comes in and when you can take a break. And because I know you talk about how hard you work. It's a Saturday we're doing this. This is fun for us, but it's technically work, I guess. But when you have to take a break, say you've worked 14 straight days, 60 hours a week, taking that break on a Saturday or a Saturday morning. But do you think that people use that I need to take a break as an excuse to not work, and they don't reach their goals because of it? I always think of it as like a cheat meal. When someone's on a diet or working out and they have all this knowledge of a diet and they're doing this, but every Friday they need to eat a pizza because they just need it mentally. They need it for their mental health. But it's like, no, dude, you don't. You can have a cheat meal, maybe schedule that out in your diet at the end of each month when you've earned it, something like that. But do you think that people use that break and that's the reason that a lot of people don't reach their goals?
Yeah. So I think it's a couple of different things. I think that people that I think the thing is they know that they're making their own excuses. So I think that that's one thing that people probably don't even notice what they're doing. And it's a growth mindset. So right back to that. They don't have a growth mindset yet. I always say yet because I think you can always get to those things.
You're very positive.
Well, you have to be in the role that I'm playing, and also too if you want to grow. So I think that it's a couple of things. I kind of going back to your first part about working 14-hour days, maybe even for 14 days in a row. I just got off that. I did that, and at the end, how I celebrated with my girlfriends as we planned a trip away. And I promised them that for 2 days I would not touch my laptop.
Where'd you go?
We went to Grand Rapids, actually.
Well, that's not really a way.
Well, for me, it was a way. It was close enough. I do have a dog or a puppy that could only go away to the grandparents for so long. But for me, that was my break away from everything. But I scheduled it because I knew that I was going to have to take that exhaustion break. That's your mental health break. But I think too, it's how you spend those days off that really makes a difference. So if you're saying that you know every Friday you need off because of XYZ, well, have your reasons and have your backing for it. Because do you really need that break? Or are you making an excuse because you want to be like everybody else? Being an entrepreneur is not like everybody else. You are not working a 9 to 5. Your customers sometimes are at night. Your customers are sometimes on weekends. You got to get over it. Like I work almost every weekend. I work almost every night. But I've learned that I've wanted to make excuses. I wanted to say, oh, well, I don't need to be at this meeting. I need a mental break. No, I just wanted to sit in front of my TV and be a bum. It was such a lie. It was such a lie. And then guess what? I was behind on work and we didn't meet our goals. I remember that. I will totally admit that was an example. I learned the hard way. But I learned that was an excuse. I didn't need a break from it. I just wanted to kind of go in my own little introverted world. I didn't want to deal with things. So I think a lot of people, back to like the cheat day and using those things, I think it's something that, too, people are scared to follow their goals. Also, sometimes you're in a shitty job that you don't even realize might be totally depleting you. So you're looking forward to that cheat day on Friday because it's the only thing you get to look forward to. I think a lot of people forget that I look forward to my breaks, but I'm loving the process. My 14-hour days are great. You're right. There are some things I don't enjoy doing all the time, but I knew that these 14 days were going to be really, really hard. And then I get to celebrate too. My friends and I celebrate all the wins. We have brought champagne. They were like, great job. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, that's how we celebrated, you know? So I think it's how you look at things. And I think it's a gut-wrenching thing to really get deep inside yourself to say, what's my excuse? Am I really needing this break because I literally can't even keep my eyes open? Or my brain, I'm having so much brain fog? Or do I just hate my job?
Yeah.
You know, or is it because I want to be like everybody else? And I say everybody else, but I shouldn't say that because there's a lot of entrepreneurs out there, but you have this one friend who barely works and now you're comparing your life to them and they're not doing anything. So you're like, well, I want to take every Friday off with them. But in reality, their goals are very different than yours, or should be.
Yeah. People are scared, I think, to find to dig deep themselves into their own brain and to figure that out for themselves. They're scared of what they might find. I would imagine the people that are listening to this are open to doing that, or they should be if they're trying to reach goals and stuff like that.
And vulnerability is a really hard thing. Like, you have to be vulnerable. to figure it all out. Like you have to be, what do you want personally, and what do you have to give up?